Well, hello again, friends. Welcome back to another Bible time story. We've been hearing a lot of stories leading up to Easter. We heard about Palm Sunday. We heard about the Last Supper. We heard about the night Jesus was betrayed. And now we're going to hear the story of the day that Jesus died. And again, it's a sad story, but remember, it's all part of God's plan. And even though it's a sad story, it has a really happy ending that we'll hear about on Easter Sunday. So we're going to turn back to our Spark Bible to the story of the day Jesus died. Is Squiggles here? Oh, sure enough. Squiggles is right down here by Jesus' feet. Hopefully Squiggles is giving Jesus some comfort on this very sad day. And that's exactly how the story starts. It was a very sad day when Jesus died. The soldiers who had arrested Jesus were mean to him. They made a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they made him carry this heavy wooden cross. It was too heavy for Jesus, and he fell down. A man in the crowd carried the cross the rest of the way that day. When they got to the spot where Jesus would die, the soldiers nailed Jesus to a cross, and they put the cross up on a hill between two other men. The other men were thieves, and they were being punished that day too. They would die as well. One of the men was angry with Jesus. He said, "If you are a powerful king, why don't you save yourself?" He was not a very nice man at all. But the other man, who believed in Jesus, said, "Don't you know who this is? This is God's Son. He hasn't done anything wrong. We are being punished for our mistakes, but Jesus shouldn't be here." And that's a really important part. Jesus never did anything wrong. He always remembered to love God and treat people with kindness, but he was doing this because it was part of God's plan so that he would go to heaven and save a place for us someday to be in heaven with him. The man turned to Jesus and said, "Will you take me to heaven with you?" And Jesus said, "Yes, today we will be in heaven together." After a while, the world grew very dark, as if a terrible storm was coming. It was as if all of creation was crying because Jesus was about to die. Jesus was feeling all alone, and he prayed to God. Remember, God never left Jesus. He was with him the whole time. Jesus looked at the crowd. He was so sad that the people didn't believe that he was God's son, but he asked God to forgive them because God and Jesus love us no matter what. Jesus was ready to die. Finally, he said, "God, the work you gave me to do here is finished," and he breathed his last breath. Now, when Jesus died, it was going to be 3 days before he was going to rise again, and that's why we celebrate Easter. It's going to be a very special time when Jesus comes back. So we're going to do a little review tomorrow using some special eggs to help us remember the story from Palm Sunday all the way through till the day Jesus died and 3 days after. So I will be back with you tomorrow to share one more story about our special Easter Sunday. Until then, take care and I'll see you soon.